Hi everyone, welcome back to my final video of September, and I'm going to do a layout today. Now I've got a few bits I want to show you before we start. That's the new embellishment kit that Sarah sent me. It's very autumnal and I love it. So I've got some of her beautiful wood titles. This one I'm going to actually use on my layout. It's absolutely gorgeous. The wood's nice and thick, and yeah, the writing is actually engraved in it rather than just embossed on it, if that makes sense. So you've got these lovely woodies. I'm calling them woodies. I got a lovely bag of different material bits and pieces, and again I'm going to use a few bits of these on my layout, so I'll show you as I'm using them. But a nice big bag with some pumpkins and some tags, some more woodies in there, a little heart charm, lots of bits and pieces. Then this lovely pom-pom trim. Who doesn't love a pom-pom trim? I know I do, but I don't use them enough, so I'm going to use that on this layout as well. So I'm going to put that to one side. And then this, look, I've actually cut a bit of this off to use as a square on the, like a heart square on my layout, but it's just absolutely beautiful. I love it. And in fact I'm going to ask Sarah if she's got any more because I'd like to buy some more if I can. So that aside, the other new things I've got, and I'm probably very late to the party as I always am with this, is the new 49 and Market ink pads. Now I'm a real die-hard Tim Holtz Distress Oxide fan, but I thought I'll just give a couple of these a go, just to see what they're like really, and also because they go with the collections it's perhaps easier to have these. So I got a couple. So I got Cappuccino and Daffodil, and I'll show you what they're like on the inside. So the ink pad is actually raised from the base, which is lovely, and they're very easy to use, and the colours are gorgeous. Again, I've used them on my layout that I'm going to put together, so I will show you. I'm sorry, I'm just going to straighten that up again. So yes, so I've got a couple of these. So these are new to me things. I'm sure you guys have already bought these. If you haven't, go and buy them now. And if you haven't subscribed to the kits, the embellishment kits, time to do it. Okay, so here we go. Right, so I've started, I'm using the Botanical Buzz, which I love, and I've done a little bit on the background. So I've used some of the rub-ons, which are just divine, on here, and I used one of the stamps that I had out of my own stash, and I've stamped using the Cappuccino ink pad some of the beehive sort of hexagons, and I've just done that on a few places on the layout. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to put it together now. So again, this is all using Botanical Buzz. So I had a bit of the spare card, so I've used the Cappuccino and gone all the way around the outside, and I've actually used a bit of the washi tape here, so it's it looks like it's been stitched. So I'm going to pop that on down on my layout. That's my sand for my ATG gun falling off. Just when you don't want it to. I'm just going to stick this down. I don't like things falling off my layout, so I do tend to put quite a lot of glue on them. So I'm just going to, no, it's too far over. I'm just going to pop that sort of there. And then I've got a couple of bits. It's actually the title strip from one of the papers, and again I've used the daffodil and gone round the edge, and it's a lovely colour, and it really goes well with this layout. So I'm just going to pop this one down there. I'm just going to tape that down, and I want it to go on the edge of, it's gone over the outside, on the edge of this, because then that way it will go out to the edge of my paper, and that's how I'm just going to pop that on there. Now my two dogs had their first autumnal puppuccino, so I took in the park the other day, so I took some photos of it, and that's who I'm scrapbooking. So one of the other things I've done is I've got one of my doilies out of my stash, and I've coloured it using the 249 and Market inks. So I'm actually going to pop this one down first. So I'm just going to put a bit of tape on it, and I'm just going to pop that over the doily that's there already, just to give it a bit of consistency. And then I'm going to pop my photo down on my layout. So it's really hard to use some of this this cardstock when you've got lovely things like this on the back of it, but hey ho. I did have to buy some more of the cardstock for this. So I'm just going to, oh, not quite as high. I'm just going to pop that so on the edge of the washi tape where the stitching is, and just line it up there, just so that that goes over there slightly. There you go. And I've got another piece of the title page that's all linked up, and I'm going to pop that underneath the photo. I'm just going to do that now. Oh, oops. That went off the edge of my layout of my piece of paper and went onto the backing page. That's not good, and I've shifted it again. So I'm just going to lay that underneath the photo, and again that goes out to the edge, so there's a bit of consistency. So now I'm going to add some bits. So I'm using one of the laser die cuts from the Botanical Buzz collection, and I'm just going to pop that there on there. And I've got a lovely mustard and sort of glittery heart, and this comes from the embellishment kit that Sarah's just sent me. So I'm going to pop that just up there like so. So I'm going to use my glue, my wet glue. Just generously cover that over, and then I'm going to just pop that about there. I think that looks cool. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit off. Then I've got a hexagon, again that it's been inked in the cappuccino ink, that I'm just going to pop there, and that's where my title is going to go. So I'm just going to put some more glue on, or tape on the back of that. Like so. And I really do mean it when I say I don't like my layouts falling apart. So I'm going to put it that way slightly. Oops. I'm just going to pop that down. Now this is going to be my page title, because it's definitely autumn vibes. What you can't see on there is we were actually sitting in the rain. It was raining ever so slightly, so definitely autumnal vibes going on. So I'm going to put that down as my header. And stick that down. I'm going to go from edge to edge on that, so it goes straight across. And this is the bit of the ribbon that I'm going to use. Like I said, I cut it so it was just a heart square, and I'm just going to pop that here. And I've got my trusty stapler, and I thought it would look quite nice if I just stapled it without moving it, of course. So there you go. So that can be put to one side. And one of the other things that was in the kit was this beautiful leaf, like embroidered leaf and branch. So again, I'm going to use that, and I'm going to just pop that sort of there, just so it overlaps the hexagon a little bit. So again, I'm going to use my wet glue for this. This has got a lovely plasticky back. So I'm just going to use my wet glue and pop that down. Then, oh look, just there. There you go. Lovely. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. Now along here, I've got some other bits out of Sarah's kit. So I've got a woody acorn, got a lovely blue pumpkin, that's gorgeous, that is, or bluey greeny pumpkin, and a little mushroom. And I'm going to put these down here. So again, I'm going to use my wet glue and just pop that, put a generous amount on the back, and I'm going to pop that about there, push that down. Then again, I'm going to put my wet glue on the back of the pumpkin. Ooh, just put a little bit on there, around the edge, there. There you go. I'm going to put that slightly overlapping the acorn a little bit, so not a lot. And then the mushroom, I'm just going to pop that on the bottom so it hides the end of that, but also looks very joined up with my pumpkin. Oh, and my acorn. I put a generous amount of glue on the back, and then I'm going to pop that down there. Now the other thing I'm going to do is probably put some of this lovely trim along the bottom here, like so. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do that off camera, because it can be a bit fiddly at times. So that is my autumnal layout using the new 49er Market inks and Sarah's new embellishment kit. Until next time.